Hello, Steve White, Steve White's 89. Well, something interesting in the Twin Peaks realm. Now, I am a huge Twin Peaks fan. I've never talked about Twin Peaks on my channel for reasons I'll go into in a minute. But there was recently something that popped up. Laura Dern says David Lynch is up to something radical and fantastic. Now, apparently Laura Dern, she did an interview with Elle.com, and apparently Laura Dern and David Lynch are quite close, and they had a cappuccino or something, and he apparently is doing some more boundaryless art, and he's got a twinkle in his eye, and he's got something planned, so we should all be excited that something's coming. I'm not that excited, because much like with what happened with Star Trek Discovery and what happened with the new He-Man series just recently, I really feel a lot of shows, fan bases are being exploited by people who aren't really interested in honouring the original shows or giving fans what they want. And the first big example of that was Twin Peaks for me. I loved the original Twin Peaks. When I heard they were going to do a third season of the show, I was so excited. Now, I've always been a DVD person. I didn't really do the streaming. If I liked a show, I'd buy it. If I thought a show would be interesting, I'd wait until it came out on DVD and buy it. Didn't really stream anything. But I went out and bought a Chrome Plus and all that and got ready because I couldn't think of waiting a minute to watch it. I couldn't wait for it to come out on DVD. I had to watch it as it came out each week. And then it came out. And it was not what fans wanted. I know there are a lot of David Lynch fans who loved it. It was basically an 18-part, was it 18 episodes? It was 18-part David Lynch film, basically. But Twin Peaks fans were very disappointed because, some weren't, because some Twin Peaks fans were just there for David Lynch. But still, they're really just David Lynch films. But people who were fans of the show itself, they were disappointed by the fact they didn't really get a third season. So I was bitterly disappointed. I was so excited. I watched the whole series every weekend for like the month before, like 4 weekends in a row. I watched the whole series just to remind myself of it and just to re-engage with it. I was that excited about the new show, and I was really disappointed when it came. And I haven't really done any videos because there's sort of three sort of sides to David Lynch. There's like the commercial sort of side of like Twin Peaks and stuff like that, which the sort of popular culture is familiar with, the people who watched the start of the series before it sort of dried up. Then you've got the sort of David Lynch filmmaker, just the art sort of side of things. And then you've got the theoretical side, interpretation of his art, that people get very aggressive with. And I sort of haven't wanted to jump into that sort of pool and do any videos and talk about David Lynch or Twin Peaks. And I even missed like the 30th anniversary, which was last year. I didn't really talk about it. But I think it's been 5 years now since the return came. And I want to do a review of it and look back into it and sort of talk about it. And I sort of hope I can get some other people, other David Lynch fans, to sort of engage with me about it and talk about it. Because, I'm just starting to recover from the hurt. I was that devastated by what David Lynch did with the return that I just had to, after watching it again, I bought it on video and Blu-ray and I watched it once, and I just sort of watched the scenes I wanted to see in the order that I wanted to see, in the order they should have been in. I sort of wanted to see the show that way to see if it made sense for me. And then after that, I just put it down and I haven't touched it since, and it's been years. And I think it's been 5 years. I think this year is 5 years since it premiered, and I sort of wanted to finally start to deal with it and process my feelings about it and talk about it, because I really was upset. I was really heartbroken by what David Lynch did. And I had the chance to speak to David Lynch when the stars came to Australia, and David Lynch did a Skype, a phone call basically, like a video call. And if you like bought the top VIP package, you could talk to him, and I didn't want to, because I couldn't have. What I would have asked him was, did you take fans into consideration at all when you were putting the series together? I obviously didn't let it stop you doing anything you wanted, but did you actually think that you're making this for them, or that they're invested in this and you want to give them something? Or were you totally just thinking of yourself and thinking, this is, my art, what I want to do, and it doesn't matter, they will just like it or not like it? I couldn't have asked a question without becoming confrontational, so I didn't talk to him, which I really regret on some level. I could have talked to David Lynch. But yeah, I just wanted to do a video about that because I sort of thought it was curious that Laura Dern was saying this, and what does that mean? Is that because people are suggesting it's going to be a 4th season of Twin Peaks because, of course, they want to make money? Other people, of course, are assuming he's going to make another project because he's always working. He hasn't retired or anything. And I sort of saw it and I thought, well, this gives me an excuse to start talking about Twin Peaks and sort of get prepared to actually do like a bit of a review of the series and a bit of a retrospective sort of look at the series and the return and sort of talk about it. And I'm hoping to connect with other Twin Peaks fans and other people who have talked about, other people who are interested in the show and talk about it. And because I feel quite isolated in my fandom. I met a few people back at the time, but I don't really talk to anyone now. So yeah, I just want to do a video about that, and I'm curious, what do you think this is? Do you think this is a 4th season of Twin Peaks, or just another film, or some other project that he's doing? Because I guess the Twin Peaks sites talk about everything David Lynch does, but you'd think they'd just pay attention to things related to Twin Peaks, so that's why I'm wondering if this is possibly going to be, because there was talk that there would be a 4th season, and it was just a matter of if David wanted to do it and if he could write it and how quickly, how long it would take to sort of happen, and it seemed to be all up to him. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I could actually, I don't think I could actually invest in another David Lynch series because, like I said, with Star Trek and He-Man, those shows have both promised continuations of a show and not given it, and not given the fans what they want, and basically done the exact opposite of what the fans wanted, sort of despite them. And I feel betrayed by them on some level and abandoned by my franchises. And I sort of feel like David Lynch did that as well. So I'm a bit damaged by all my franchises. And I feel like I need to process a lot of that and start talking about sort of that. So hopefully I'll be able to, I'm going to have to do some reading and watch a lot of videos and go back and remember, you know, at the time what we were thinking, all that, and try and get some perspective. And hopefully I can bring something to the discussion, and there'll be something in my videos worth watching, and something I can say about Twin Peaks that's worth your time. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Sorry if I'm a bit out of it. I'm really tired. I got my Pfizer shot yesterday. I didn't sleep very well last night about stuff. And I just feel so tired. My eyes are basically closing on their own, so I'm probably not doing the best YouTube today. But I'm going to go. Thanks. Bye.